Hello, Ronnie. I may call you Ronnie, isn't it? Because that's how I know you as a friend. Thank you so much for being here today with me and being prepared to be interviewed on a challenge that you have overcome previously. And I'd like to introduce you to our viewers first. So Ronnie, Veronika P, is the founder and CEO of Hit the Mark Coaching. And so she's supporting women who are overwhelmed and driven, but stuck in self-doubt and frustration to reclaim and stand in all her greatness and shine as her unapologetic self. That is right, isn't it?
Absolutely, Andrea, and thank you so much for having me today. I'm really looking forward to this.
Welcome. So, Ronnie, if I may ask you, so the interview will go for about 20 minutes. And if I may ask you, what challenge would you like to talk about so that our viewers can learn from how you have overcome it?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrea. So the challenge that I would love to chat with you today would be having had my first worst experience as an employee in a business.
Wow, that sounds like a great one. I like that because I'm sure a lot of our viewers can relate to that. Okay, Ronnie. So
yes, absolutely.
How did the challenge present itself to you, if I may ask?
So for me, if I can just sort of give you a brief overview before that, I had been successful in all the other areas of business that I had showed up as. I was a manager, a team leader, and I'd created success for the stores that I was in, and I created success for the team members also too. So they were getting individual awards, the store was getting individual awards. So we'd always, I am a big believer of team. So it's not about me shining, it's about me supporting others to shine, hence why I do what I do. So having had all of this success and got to the top of my career in, I was in retail, and I needed a new challenge. I wanted something that was probably a little bit more personal, not personal, but a little bit more individual. That's probably the best word. Yeah. And real estate had been coming in and out of my pathway in my head, and was sort of landing itself within me. And I thought, okay, yeah, cool. I'm happy to go and try and be I'm happy to go and change my career and be a sales agent for real estate. I love sales. Why I love sales is the fact that I get to support my client with the best thing that suits them. So I'm not all about just giving you what you think you want. I'm listening intently to what it is you want, and then I'm fixing you with the product that I feel best suits and supports you for what it is you need. So I've been very successful. I thought, okay, sales. If you can sell one thing, you can sell everything, because at the end of the day, the overarching thing is the person comes first and foremost. It doesn't matter the product, it's the person. Yeah. So I jumped into real estate. I was given an opportunity, and me being me, I listen to my messages or things that come my way, and I grab a hold of them, and I'm not afraid to fail. That's the thing. I'm more than happy to give something a go, get amongst it, and then work out the outcome based on the experience for me.
Okay. So already then you were unapologetically you, if I may say. Yes,
unapologetically me. Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
So from there, I got this opportunity to be a salesperson within a local real estate agency here in town, and I was promised the earth, but was underdelivered so much. Wow. So when that old saying that goes what is it?
Overpromised?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And underdelivered?
Well, that's what it was. I was overpromised and it was underdelivered. So you want to over deliver, like it's the reverse of that, but I got the back end of that.
Yeah.
And it was such a great experience for me in hindsight, now that I look back, Andrea, because I had so much success. And as I said at the opening, having had my very first worst employee experience of my life.
Wow.
So I was able to actually put myself in the shoes of other people now who have had terrible experiences, and listening to their experiences of what happened, because I can relate to that.
Okay. So in which way was that experience so terrible?
Okay, so I went in totally confident in who I was, in the way I created sales, in the way I created rapport, in the way I create connection, in my work ethic, in everything that I do. And the principle within that business was, let's just say, definitely from a patriarchal background, misogynistic to a degree, and championing him was not within his existence. Like championing his team was not really within his existence unless you were a star.
Okay.
So in order, as development goes, when you are developing team members, you coach and support that team person.
Yeah. So may I interrupt you and ask, so when you say patriarchal, it was not so much about him being bullying you, it was more about everything has to be done a certain way, the way he thought was the right way.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Also too, when you needed some development in order to be a great salesperson, and you need development.
Yeah, training.
Absolutely. He would then give the feedback to other salespeople about me.
Oh.
So instead of actually coming and having the conversation with me and having a personal development team meeting with me, it was discussed with other salespeople where my gaps were.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So all of a sudden I've gone from a team leader and have this vision of how to support staff because I've just come from that, and being able to communicate, congratulate them. This is what you're doing really well. In order to, get a better result, how about we try X, Y, and Z? This is where I feel where your gaps are. What do you feel? Blah, blah, blah. But that went channeling through other staff members.
So did you find out from the other staff members in the end what was happening?
Yeah, so we would go out on every Monday was like view the property days. So then that was like a discussion in the car.
Wow. Oh my God. And on the way to a property where you were meeting clients as well.
Yes.
Very good psychology.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally. Wow. So from there, I saw my confidence really hit rock bottom in what it was. And I started to actually doubt and think, am I really good at sales? Am I really great at connecting with people? Because not once was I communicated to what I do really well. I'm loving this is what you do.
I'm hearing that the first reaction of yours was to doubt yourself, to take it on you.
Yeah.
As we do as human, isn't it?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so may I ask you for how long you stayed in that mindset? If it is a mindset, isn't it? Because you make it about yourself. Yeah,
totally. So I was employed in that space for roughly about 2.5 years. And it just got increasingly heavy. It got increasingly hard to wake up every day. And I'd never experienced this, Andrea. This is the thing. Yes. I had worked nearly 10 years for a company that I got up and out of bed every day and was excited for. I got up and out of bed excited for the day, to meet my team, to talk with my team, to discuss with my team what we were doing, what was our goal for, we knew what our yearly goal was, we knew what our quarter goal was, we knew what our monthly goal was, and we're on track. What do we need to change? What are our challenges? What's our strategy?
Awesome.
All of this.
Yeah, and that's how it should be, isn't it?
Yeah, and I got absolutely everything contrasts to that.
So Ronnie,
Yeah.
I'm curious now, did you stay in this mindset for the 2.5 years, or at some point did you raise communication with the principal of the company?
The answer to your second question, no.
Okay, no communication.
No, because I didn't feel I could confidently have that conversation with him. I wasn't equipped emotionally to have that conversation also. Yeah. Because this is conflict, right? Yes. And so 15 years ago, I wasn't equipped for conflict like that.
No, of course. Yes. And him, the way he was going, the way he was going on about you, he devalued your personality so much that you in the end bought into that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I couldn't trust him, Andrea, at the end of the day. Like, if you're going to treat somebody like that and I'm going to go and have this discussion with you, well, I was already protecting myself as much as I could, but I was like, well, I'm not going to go and have that conversation with him. I will just do what I think he needs me to do. People please him.
Okay. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, I will people please him. I will work 7 days a week. I will be on call on my day off. I will do all of that stuff to get that validation and that acknowledgement.
Thank you so much for using the word people pleasing, because in my mind, I've been thinking about women who are in manipulated relationships, and I've been in one of those. And I know today that I allowed my husband at the time to treat me like that because I was a people pleaser as well.
Yeah.
I just did or did not do what he expected from me.
Yeah.
And for me, it was clear, similar to your situation, that the only way out would be leaving that relationship. There was no point in raising discussions because he is, or was, I don't know how much today, but he was an arrogant narcissist who would never even know why he should have a conversation with me, because it was all on me.
Correct.
So I get it.
Yes,
Thank you.
Definitely. So from that experience, I then started to work around the clock to gain, to gain his championing of me, or to gain his like validation, or wow, you're doing a great job. And that's what I thought I needed to do. So I did it.
Yeah.
And it was to my detriment at the end of the day.
Yeah, I was about to say how draining.
Totally. I was waking up. I can't remember if I would cry, but I know I wasn't excited to go to work. I know that I wasn't. I was. My heart was definitely not in it, because it wasn't in alignment with me. And the other thing was too, I had to work. I felt I had to work 7 days a week to prove my worth, because I'd made such a big change from my previous job and the success that I'd had.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, if this is what I need to do in order to get to the top of the tree in this, well, I'll do it.
Wow. And so, Ronnie, what was the trigger that made you come to the realization that the only way out is to leave this environment?
Prior to me leaving, Andrea, I had an epiphany, so say it. And I turned maybe 36 or 37, and I was so detached from who I was. I was so disconnected from her. And I could remember this happy-go-lucky girl that would dance and customers loved and all of this. And I'm like, what has changed? Where is that girl? Where is that person?
One question, would you say you have lost your identity?
Totally.
Yeah.
I totally. I didn't know who I was anymore. I look in the mirror, I was empty, I was hollow. I was like,
very
this person. Where are you?
Very interesting. And that's my point, because it's not only women who are being manipulated in their relationship. Things like that happen all the time and everywhere.
Yes.
Yes.
Totally.
And that's what I want to raise awareness of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Doesn't have
much.
to just be in a relationship.
No.
It's relationships you have with people outside of your relationship
Yes. Yes.
also too. And so
Interesting.
I woke up one day and it was just like, I need to find her. Where is she? Where's she gone? Like, what can I do in order to create that back yourself ability again? Where is it? So I actually turned to fitness first, Andrea.
Oh, okay.
I got back into fitness.
Yeah.
As a kid, I'd played so much sport and I knew of the connection of being able to turn up and do work, do sport or do some sort of active activity to actually take your head out of that space and actually to regain that control.
Yeah.
Because he was controlling me and my emotions and my feelings.
Yeah.
I was being controlled in the way in which I showed up and the way I felt I had to show up. To be valued, to be validated, to be acknowledged.
So interesting. And I can so relate to that, Ronnie, because I turned to running. Because all day, the whole day was about my family, the business, you know, and there was no space for me to be me, except for when I got up at 5 a.m. before everybody else was up. And I would go outside and go for a run. That's how I refueled my energy.
Yes.
So you turned to fitness in general and I turned to running.
Yes. So I'd also whacked on a lot of weight because being in this space, I'd also whacked on a lot of weight.
And this is energetically because we are trying to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
That's how we put on weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was the same.
So when I decided that I was going to turn to fitness, I couldn't even run 25 meters. I joined a boot camp and I was like, I did not do this to lose weight. I actually joined the fitness. I reconnected with my love for fitness because I wanted my mindset. Yeah. I didn't care. I knew that everything else would come. Andrea, it was my mindset. It was the 6 inches between my ears that I needed to retrain. I needed to actually build that resilience up. I needed to reconnect to the biggest part of me in the way I think.
What great awareness. I'd really like to acknowledge you for that awareness because that was the game changer for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
So as I grew in fitness physically and I then, started to be able to run a kilometer unbroken, then became 5, then became 7. And then I did half marathon, like city to surfs and half marathons and built on from there. However, that then was the thing that started to reignite that fire back within me. Because I knew I was valuable. I knew what my worth was. I know what I'm capable of. I knew that this was not going to defeat me. And I had to play smarter than how I'd been playing. And I needed to show up and support me more than what I had been supporting myself.
And I love what you just said about the fire within yourself.
Yeah. And I feel it now because it's what
I know, I
connected
can see it. Yes. And that's what I want for women to experience again, because our flame has been dimmed so much that it's almost non-existent anymore. And I want them to feel that fire grow in themselves and shine as well. Beautiful.
Yes,
because yes.
Because it's there and women give up too easy. And that I think is the most, from a woman to woman, that is, I think the saddest thing for me to actually have to experience is a woman who dies within herself.
Yes.
And she thinks now that this is my life. She thinks now that all I've been able to do is be a mother. I've got nothing else to give. I've got no value. Life has been sucked out of her.
Absolutely.
And she doesn't fucking fight.
I know.
I'm swearing now because I'm getting passionate. Because I know the fight, Andrea, that I have had to in all my life. This is just one challenge that I've had to overcome. One challenge.
Yes. Yeah.
And so when people want to lay in the mud or on the ground and go, I can't because, It's like, Ken, you're just using it as an excuse.
Yep, I
You
hear
want
you.
self-pity. You want people to, that's your strategy. How about you be resourceful? How about you stand up and say, hey, this is not a dress rehearsal, ladies. Like, come on.
Yeah, this is your life.
Yes.
And you're letting it pass by.
Yes.
Wrapping yourself into the blanket of blame.
Yes.
Instead of
stop it.
Taking it off and
Yes.
pull the power to your side again. And
And it's
from
hard. Look,
within.
we both know it's hard. It is hard.
Oh,
nothing
absolutely.
worthwhile doing is fucking easy, because if it was, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I've noticed from talking to people and also from my own experience, it's very hard to do it on your own.
Yes.
And I mean, you can manage to do it on your own. I didn't manage, for example, getting away from a relationship, even though I had girlfriends helping me. But the real growth that I have experienced was from when I got onto that self-development journey, engaging with coaches, being coached myself. I don't only have a business coach, I have a personal coach these days that I speak regularly with. And the growth that I'm experiencing is just phenomenal.
Yep.
And so this is it. That's what I want to say. Get out there. There is help for every situation. You just have to be open to receiving it and be proactive in seeking it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Totally resonate. And what came up for me as you were sharing, Andrea, people are happy to go and buy, people are happy to go spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a whole new, brand new home entertainment system, something else, like bullshit rubbish, because they think that that's where their happiness lies, everything that's external. Now, if they turn around and invested that same $3,000, $5,000 in themselves, I can tell you what, their world would change exponentially.
Absolutely, I agree. Because what you do with buying external stuff is just putting on a band-aid for only as long as the sale takes place.
Yes.
Because as soon as you have this entertainment system at home, that emotion is already gone.
Yep.
The band-aid has vanished.
Yep.
And you start again from scratch. Whereas if you invested
in the moment of the sale. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas if you invested those $5,000 in yourself, the extent of how can you say it? Not validation, the feeling of like that feeling will last a lifetime. What you discover about yourself,
the ripple effect.
The ripple effect. It will last your lifetime. And not only your lifetime, because as you're healing yourself, you're healing your children, your environment, everyone around you as well.
Yeah, which then ripples out into their lives.
And further
and then ripples out. Yes.
Into the world. And this is why we're coaches, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, I love this conversation, Ronnie.
Same.
Thank you so much. Amazing.
Pleasure. So
any advice you would like to leave for people watching this?
For me, the deal breaker I knew to leave. So I'd built myself up physically enough to give me the strength in my head to leave. And there was something within the office that happened, and it just reiterated we had a misalignment of values. Our morals were totally unaligned. How we saw the world and how we treated others was very different also too. And when my a colleague of mine was fired, he was the last to know.
Wow.
Everybody else knew first. And the guy that took his job came up to him on a golf day and said, I hope there's no hard feelings between you and me that I'm taking your job. And he didn't even know.
Oh my goodness.
And
Oh
I was
my
just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care that I've had some financial success. Money is not enough. Money is not that important to me when I have to. I have to put my values, my beliefs on the line in order to have that, and work within a space where I think you're a dirtbag. No thanks. That was a reflection of me. So any advice that I could give Andrea is, don't sell yourself out and don't sell yourself short in order to think and to be who you have to be for somebody else.
Ah, I love it.
Because you will forever be heavy and fighting in life. If you can stand up and be your unapologetic self, hence the coach that I am.
Yes, you truly are.
Value you as a person first. The universe will take care of you.
Absolutely.
The universe will put everything out there in front of you to grab a hold of, because you chose you, because you knew that you were way more important and have much more value than to stay in some place that you're not valued.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
So invest in yourself. Yeah. That's it.
And how much lightness does it give you to be you?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So I went back into retail. I bought a gym. I got to start to create what I wanted to do for my life. And I'm still doing that now. So that shitty experience that happened, that challenge, that heartbreak, that trauma, was the best fucking thing ever.
I know, right?
Yeah, because I would not be sitting here.
Exactly. It's through the challenges that we grow. So embrace them. Yeah. But learn how to move through them in a resourceful way.
Yes, and it builds the resilience.
Yes. Thank you so much for this conversation, Ronnie. I think that's a beautiful ending to our conversation. I loved every second of it. Thank you so much
for having me.
Yeah,
I get very passionate about this stuff.
Me too, and that comes across the screen. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Enjoy.